It starts recording.
We're recording.
I just wasted all of that. Oh, well, it wasn't a waste, folks. It was not a waste because I was able to ramble. That was awesome.
Dude, you have 104 of those whatever this means.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
I think that's when you say something, somebody clicks on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's giving props.
Like, I've got some. It's kind of like
the SEO show just gave you some props. Yeah, I guess the more you have, I saw somebody with like 10,000 the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, I went black. Hey, once you go black, you never go back.
All I know is when girls put this in like statuses and stuff, and I'm just like, oh man, like, you know what I mean? The weird hands that are held up.
I never know what any of those emojis are actually.
But it's cool on this. It's cool on this. I've got a cold, so ignore my grubby appearance. I just got a sweater on, but I moved into the new office at home because we have a nursery now, so I had to move out of the big room. So yeah. Great.
Yeah, it's always fun. Always fun. Okay, let's see. You went to ask about MySpace again. MySpace is relevant MySpace is relevant if it's relevant to you, your business, or your community. I still think that if you have a band, MySpace is a kick-ass place to be. They have a lot of opportunities for models and bands that other places really don't. I know a lot of bands don't know how to use the Facebook fan page properly. And that's a market that I think now you're not going to make any money. Okay. If you try to market to a rock band or to a rapper, they're broke. And guys, once they make it, they hook in with record labels and everybody else. You might make a dime off of a dollar, but you're gonna. But you can practice with a rock band and say, hey, I want to help you, and do things like that, and definitely use MySpace. But yes, MySpace is relevant if it's relevant to you. I still have my MySpace page is still on. I think I check it once a year, and I look back at some of the things we did in Vegas and the fans that are still there and the people that we were friends with are still posting on their MySpace page, which I think is hilarious because I don't use it, but if it works for you, Circle City USA, use it. Yeah. LinkedIn, absolutely. Byron, how many people do you reach out to weekly on LinkedIn?
Hundreds. So I not every week, but it's usually in my plan, and I reach out to hundreds. And honestly, I get clients, I get projects, I get connections. You never know what kind of stuff. The good thing about LinkedIn is you can interact with not only people who work at a company, but the actual owners and partners and marketing directors. They all have their own profiles. So you don't have gatekeepers. That's what I like about it.
What I love is instead of doing like a search, one of my best searches is always the company name. Yeah. Just to see what employees say, yes, I work here, and then I hit all of them up. And then when you hit up the business owner, they look and they go, oh, well, half of the staff knows this guy, and it's like, no, they don't. But
no,
I reach out to all the media people in my town and towns I've lived in, news reporters, TV newscasters, and I'll hit them up with a story or an idea if they ever need something. Or if I see a news article or a mention that was wrong, I instantly hit up their Facebook, their Twitter, and their LinkedIn, and I just let them know that something they said wasn't as accurate as it should have been portrayed. The Apple Watch that's going to take over the world, you better get out and, buy one. And I went, well, I don't think it's really going to be what you want to grab onto right yet.
I kind of wanted one, and then I wrote it out and watched the reviews. And the more, don't get me wrong, it's cool, but the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, do I really need to spend the cash on that? So
I've got a 50 some inch monitor in front of me. I broke down and bought this. I have this. And you're going to tell me that I'm going to do all of this on a watch?
Yeah.
You're out of your ever-loving mind. I can't read half of what is written now. I mean, I wear glasses and I'm still like, oh, man,
I mean, my phone is always in my pocket or like in my hand. So it's like, do I really need a watch to be, oh, someone texted me. Oh, I'm getting a call. I have my phone in my butt pocket. It's like, come on.
I have a beautiful watch here. I have another awesome watch there. And as you can tell, unless it's a special occasion, they remain in the box. Yeah. I've got a Fitbit here that's the wife's that's charging for her, and we don't even put it on. I mean, so it's like, throw the phone in your pocket and you've got it. The free account or the premium account for LinkedIn, I liked when I had the premium account. I liked what it did for some stats and things. I returned to the free because I was doing so many videos and stuff. And, I'm getting an email that says, hey, a lot of people are looking at your shit or your profile. Sorry if I offended you.
I can weigh in on that too. I mean, I used the free for a long time. And then I did the trial for the premium because they have, I think, 3 different levels, and I have the 60 a month now, but it's only because LinkedIn is definitely producing a return to me that's worth way more than 60. So if it makes sense, I would say, do that. But honestly, free, I got tons of clients for free, but the 60 is good and bad. I think I get like 10 or 15 in mails, which means I can message anybody, which is nice, but 15 is not very much. So there's good and bad,
See, I never in-mailed anybody. That's why I went, I'm buying. I loved all of the added features, but I didn't use them. It was like, it's like Spotify. There was an article yesterday about how Spotify has audiobooks and poetry and, all this great stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't want Spotify again. They nailed me for $10 a month. It was just another thing. I've got Amazon Prime. And I'm like, yeah. So I checked it. I checked out SoundCloud. I looked at what, the features, and I went, I'll get it. The free version, though. Give me a commercial. I don't care. It gives me a minute to stand up. I'm all right. It's a break time. Okay, so I can't fast forward so much, but you and I talked about it. The only time I used it was in the car, really, and it doesn't matter. When I was going to Vegas, you lost all cell service for an hour and a half, so I wasn't listening to music anyways.
Exactly. Same thing. Sometimes like I just drove to LA, and Sirius radio, I have it in 2 of my vehicles now, which is nice. Right. But it kind of gets to the point where sometimes it plays the same stuff, but there's a lot of channels, So, but we're going through like the Arizona, the whatever it's called, the big gorge thing, and you lose it. And so, it's there most of the time, but you're pretty much is like, well, do we have a CD in the car? No, silence.
Yeah, and it's like, you want to talk about something, honey?
Yeah.
Not really. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, I'll just stare at the road.
I have Rojas Consulting. I have seen all the Apple Watch imitators now, and realize that Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, and all of these things that are coming out, yes, they're imitators, but they're tech companies. They kind of all going to come out the same thing. I had an argument. I didn't have an argument. I'll take that back. I put into an email a discussion with a company that does lenses for the iPhone, and they're like ranked the best. And I literally hit them up and I said, why are you not making lenses for the Android? You just make the lens, so it just has to fit the phone. And I personally feel that my video camera and the camera is better than anything the iPhone has ever released. So technically Android is a clone of the iPhone. but they jumped further ahead in certain aspects. We're still, in a lot of things, we're still the stepchildren.
Well, and trust me, I've got Apple everything.
Yeah.
Well, not everything. I've got the iPad Air and the iPhone 6, but I do recognize that. I mean, Android. I would love to have an SD card slot. I think it's crazy that an iPhone 6 doesn't have expandable memory. I
You
think it's
don't have an
ever.
SD card?
Well, an SD card slot. Yeah. Neither does the iPad, dude. It's crazy.
That's
my
biggest thing. My man, I got the mini iPad. And I hit a couple of apps and I'm like, oh, that'll be cool. That'll work. This will work. Synced in a few things. And all of a sudden it said, you're out of room. And I'm like,
yeah.
How much memory do I have in this thing? So I start looking. Yeah. I was mad as hell. I'm like, You're kidding me. You guys, do they not know what a hard drive is?
I know, and you have to spend. I mean, I've got, I think, the 128, the highest capacity in both of them, and the price is like another $200 every step you go up. And for a card for that, it's like, I mean, you can get a 128 gigabyte card for like, I don't know, 40 or 50 bucks now. So it's
absolutely. People do want to look like spies, and don't get me wrong, I've seen a couple of these watches that, if you want to be alert, here's the funny part. I've seen so many of these watches that are Bluetooth to the phone, and that's what they have to be in order, and you don't have to take your hand out of your pocket and everything else. But do you want to be walking around doing this when you're talking? I mean, you're holding your hand up, and now you just look like a fool. You look more of a fool than the people who have these Bluetooth earpieces that walk around talking to themselves.
I mean, this is bad enough.
I so want to just be walking around going, yeah, what's up? And just see what people think. They're going to be like, dude, what is that? Hey. Oh, it's the iPhone 9.
Yeah, it's a pre-release copy.
Beta testing. And hopefully somebody will steal it. So, I mean, what my biggest thing with a premium account for anything is you got to look at you. Is it going to be worth it? Is there a return? And are you going to make more money than you're spending? If you're not, then it doesn't make sense. Initially, you're going to have to spend some money, so you're not going to have an initial return on investment the first month unless you're out there hustling. So what is LinkedIn's premium 2 weeks free?
Yeah, I think it's 14 days free, and you can get a feel for it. I mean, just cancel. Just stay on it. I mean, because they'll charge you for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But just cancel before. You can try out the in-mails. You can try out all their expanded statistics. I mean, all that.
I think in 10 days, if you get on there and you hustle out, if you take 1 hour away from your Facebook time and you give it to LinkedIn time, you're going to connect. Yeah, there's a lot of scam out there. Yes, there's a lot of spam. There's a lot of, and again, no offense to anybody in the third world country, there's a lot of fake profiles that are agencies trying to get you to work with them, and they're not paying attention to how they market. They're just shotgunning everything and seeing what hits. But I think within 10 days of you being consistent, at least locally, to what you're trying to do, you'll be able to know if that premium's going to help you. And you'll also know if you can get a paying customer out of it, which shouldn't be hard. All right, Circle City, USA, you have fun. Appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah.
Stay connected. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, if you have, I mean, even a halfway decent service or product that you're offering, and you know how to get I just got a LinkedIn pop up on my phone. Speaking of the devil, anyway. But if you know how to market that even halfway decent and talk to people and get your message out there, in those 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever they give you, you're probably going to sell something or at least get some valuable connections for the future. And that $60 at that point becomes, you don't even work.
Nothing. One client should be more than able to pay for that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, you really got to look at your pricing structure.
Yeah.
I know you've got a lot going on with white label leads still. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That people leads, white label leads,
Yes.
Facebook, whitelabelleads.com up and running.
Yep, it's up. It redirects. Yeah, it's seamless. Everything's good there.
Go over there.
Yep.
Check that out. It's Byron's leads that he gets for you, and it's cool. The pricing. Go read about it.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just going to be doing the SEO show like we were before, bringing in some people. I'm reaching out to a couple of folks. You saw the MC Hammer.
That was cool.
Back and forth, right? And we had the SEO, and I dare anybody to go look on the SEO show's Facebook page and tell me what famous rapper left a comment that said "love you," and it was funny, but we reach out. No, and it's just working on all these projects. You got to keep on hustling to make the money. So,
yep,
I'm thinking that. Oh, damn! It's almost 1:00, man.
Yeah, I know.
How much snow you guys got outside?
We've got. I don't think you can see it from here, but I mean, a couple feet. I'm in a window. There's a window well right there, but there's a couple feet outside.
Rojas Consulting, you have a great day. Thank you. Please like, love, mention, talk about, spread the love. We got your back. But yeah, we'll be back. This is just one show. The YouTube channel has 68 more, and our podcast is going to be updated again. So thousands of people downloading our podcast, which I love.
Yeah.
I just I saw it was trending on Facebook, a town I lived in outside of Cleveland, Ohio. 50 semi trucks parked on the freeway because they're
I saw that.
Yeah, they're getting 1 to 2 inches an hour and they can't do anything. And it's so close to the lake that it's just blasting them. And I was like, I lived like 2 blocks from Lake Erie. So when that sucker blew in, it was over with, man. It was awesome.
Man. I saw some pile up. I thought that's what you were going to say, but it was somewhere in Ohio, and there was like 15 or 18 vehicles, tons of jackknife trucks and everything.
Probably the same thing. Yeah, these truckers were, I guess they just said that 50 of them decided to park because they couldn't see. So it was like, hey, we're stopped. I mean, we had a horrible, horrible rain for like 3 days here.
Nice.
It was cold. It was like 54 degrees and raining. It was like, oh, it sucks.
We went to Christmas Eve with family and stuff, and it was about an hour drive away to where the part of our family was. And I'm driving, I've got the Tahoe for the lady. It's got the temperature thing up there, and it's like keeps dropping. And I'm like, man, this is freaky. And it got to like negative 14, and I'm like, okay. And we're almost there. And finally we leave, and we're leaving, and it's like negative 18. And then luckily, as we get closer to home, it got up to 0, which is still cold. But, man, it was cold during Christmas time.
No thanks, man. I told you. It ain't happening. Man, I'm just not doing it. The wife said, oh, we should go visit. And I said, I won't fly over it. Not if when we land it's snowing. There's no way. Not right now. I can go an hour north, man. I can go 3 hours north and be at minus 18 degrees in the Grand Canyon. At the end of November. I mean, it's so cold up there, and I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Wait till April. Well, first part of May. Sometimes there's still snow in April. It'll be 60s again.
You guys always warm up fast.
Yeah, we do.
Well, listen, man, I appreciate you jumping on. Let's go ahead and end this bad boy, and you and I will make plans to jump on here again. My plan is to get on here every day. I don't have a set time. I do want to do this later in the evening, but Byron has a young family. I have a wife, and I have to fit in my neighborhood walk because I'm trying to lose this weight. but yeah, we'll figure out what times and how longs and everything like that. But you know, a lot of interesting stuff coming out. So pay attention. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Byron. I'll talk to you on Skype or Facebook or something like that.
All right. See you guys.
Have fun later.